And as much as everybody's trying to keep pace with Arsenal at the top of the Premier League table, the race for the Golden Boot, and genuinely the only person inside Anfield who won't have been happy with that 9-0 win would be Mo Salah, because he didn't manage to advance further up that leaderboard, especially with Harry Kane getting a couple of goals for Tottenham as well. And it looks like Alan Shearer might be getting a bit nervous.
Yeah, I think that you look at someone like Erling Haaland for a start, who, if he stays and continues at this level, if he stays long enough, he'll probably break that record.
What, in 3 years?
No, not in 3 years. I'm saying if he stays long enough in this league, like you're looking at Harry Kane. Harry Kane looks to me like he's probably going to stay at Spurs. He's got another 3-4 years maybe to do it. What's he got to get? Something like 73 goals. You have to say it's not out of his reach in respects of the time he's got, because he's like, I think when Alan had that many goals, Alan might have been older as well. I think he might have been 30, 31 or something. Yeah. Harry's 29, so you have to think that he might be able to do it depending on how many chances are created for him, if he stays up that part of the field, if he's not dropped. If he stays in there, like the last couple of goals I've seen him score, he's right in the box, you know, so he knows where to be. We know that for a start. But with Erling Haaland and the way that game went in the first half, what I watched, it was just a case of Palace were a lot more deeper. They stayed. Palace. Now we're talking about Harry Kane now, I know, but Palace stayed a lot deeper. But Erling Haaland still found space. But look at Harry Kane there. Again, look at these two players and where they are, right in the middle of the goal, and that is what's going to happen. Can Harry Kane stay in there long enough to make sure that he gets that service? Because we know for a fact that Erling Haaland will be getting that kind of service, because we saw it.
But what's so special about Kane is the passing range. His passing, I mean, in yesterday's game, he must have set up Son a handful of times, and he's just his passing ability is so good. I mean, most teams would be crying out for a midfielder who can pass that well, and I think that's what, for me, sets him out from everyone else, because he's so good at seeing opportunities for his teammates, and no other centre-forward, I think, is as good as that.
And don't take away from Big Al. I think he had 64 assists in that record, so he wasn't only a goal scorer, but yeah.
A few of them were just nodding the back across for Chris Sutton, weren't they?
And assist and assist.
And people got to understand as well, he had 3 years out of the game.
Yeah.
If he didn't have those out of the game, he's put that out of sight. So you still want to see people chasing it down, because I like the fact that, you know, people are constantly asking how about it.
Yeah.
It makes me smile.
Just like to get me a little bit nervous, wondering, because at one stage it looked like nobody was ever going to catch him, and now maybe, if anybody's going to do it, it might well be Harry Kane. We could talk about Haaland in maybe 5 years' time and talk about whether he's going to get there, because it'll take him a while to get to that many goals. Haaland got his first hat-trick, his first goal at the Etihad, first goals at the Etihad for Manchester City in their 4-2 win against Crystal Palace. They were up against it for a little bit in that game, Manchester City, and again looked a tiny bit flat from what I saw in the early stages of that game. But Haaland just has magic for them.
It's the ball from Phil Foden, though. The way he puts it in the area, I think he's been told a few times, put it in that area because you know Haaland's going to be there. And he was for that one, and this one here, back post, he's just in the right place.
Is it them getting used to him as well?
Yeah, they seem to be clicking a lot more. Like this ball here, the strength of him to hold him off in between two players and to still see where he wants to put the ball just shows you what he's capable of. And I said before, I didn't think he would score as much goals at home as he would away, because I thought a lot of teams would back off of him. But for some reason, Crystal Palace kind of went for it at City. They didn't play as deep as they normally did. They left spaces.
The second half,
it opened up. Yeah. They was playing a high line, which I didn't expect from Pep, but I think they was comfortable in the position. It was 2-0. City were actually struggling to break them down because they kept trying to go through the middle as they do. But as soon as Pep tinkered with it a little bit, I think Phil Foden went left wing back and Bernardo Silva went right wing back, and they had Sergio Gomez came on, and then all of a sudden things started to open because they were switching the ball, people were getting in, and then as soon as Bernardo scores that goal, the game turns on its head.